Good morning, you guys. What a beautiful morning. It is end of June, and my garden is in full bloom with pollinators everywhere. This is the milkweed pink. It's the pink variety. I'm not sure its name, but I propagated this one from the main one that we've had in the garden from last year. I think I did a video on it, and it was so beautiful. I thought I would propagate it and regrow it, but you can see the pollinators are loving it. Beautiful, beautiful, dainty, delicate flower. Look at that. And then I've got the coneflower down below. I think they're a little bit too close, but these ones self-seeded, so I let them be. Another thing in the garden that is stunning right now is this hardy hibiscus. I lost the tag on it, but it's the dinner plate size. Look at that beautiful, stunning color in the garden. You can see some of them have already fallen off because it's been blooming for a past month. It's forming seed pods here, and you can keep them. And eventually they'll grow into a seed pods, and then you can grow seeds from them. But usually I do it by cutting, so I much prefer that method better than seedling. But isn't that beautiful? Look how big that is. Other things in the garden is taking its toll. The butterfly. This is, I think, Miss Molly butterfly bush. You see she's getting pretty tall and lanky. I'm going to go down below and trim her up a little bit. Here's another one here that's almost 5 feet tall. This is the main mother milkweed that I propagated from. You can see here, look at that bee all over it. So many different bees wanting a piece of all the goodies this milkweed has to offer. And then, of course, the monarch butterfly will be all over it later on. And then a stunner of a show in the garden, the Midnight Marvel hardy hibiscus. She is over 5 feet tall, giving out a whole bunch of blooms. I've been battling Japanese beetle just like everybody is right now, and I come by and pick them off, put them in soapy water. But she's still showing off, doing a great job in all of her glory. On this side over here is another one, so I have two flanking the archway. One over here and one over here. Both of them are doing great, loving the area. I didn't think it would get this big, but it definitely did. This over here is the passion fruit vine that I trellis up this archway. You can see it's doing great. It still needs to trellis all the way up, but you can see it's throwing out all of these flowers. These are all flowering buds. There is a couple fruit on there. Let me see if I can find one. A lot of them didn't take or get pollinated, but I do have some fruit up here. You can see those are fruit that's starting to grow. Got two fruit there. There is one right here. Super excited to taste those. But it's doing a great job climbing. It's kind of all over the place, but currently right now none of the flowers are open, but you can see this one previously opened right here. And these ones are dying back, meaning they opened probably yesterday. But look at all these new buds coming up. So it's happy in its place. We'll leave it there. And coneflower is doing great, I know, and the grass is doing great in the garden. So originally we made the mistake of planting grass. Didn't put a border around thinking the grass will stay, and then we had a heavy rainstorm and all the grass seed washed into my garden. And they're loving my garden more so than the actual lawn, so go figure. Things will grow where you don't want it to grow, I guess. Coneflower, I am amazed at how beautiful they are. I mean, they just create an amazing pop in the garden. So I've got two different variety, I think. I think this one might be the same as that one, although if you look at the color, one is definitely brighter than the other. And then this one is an orangish red variety. It goes from orange and then to almost a pink burgundy-ish color. Very beautiful. And this over here is my Rose of Sharon, attracting pollinator as well. This is the one I was going to train into a tree form, and then I've lost a couple, so what I'm going to do is just let it grow. You can see it's branching out everywhere. I'll come in a little bit later after it's done, cut it back, train it all the way up to its original tree form up here, and then use the rest of them for cutting. But you can see it's very beautiful. I really love the color. And apparently my garden's theme is pink. Everything has like a pink tone to it, except for the Midnight Marvel over there. So this flower is really pretty. It's not single petal, meaning there's only one petal around, but there's different amount of petals inside. So that one's really pretty. This, oh, I forgot its name again already. Cleome. So this is a Cleome, the self-seeded. I had one, and they will self-seed readily. These are seed pods. You can see all the amazing seed pods it will produce and drop for you. So if you don't want a whole bunch, I would not recommend planting it where you don't want it to self-seed itself. But I don't mind it self-seeding. You can see here there's more starting out. It's really pretty. Just a very beautiful look in the garden. Very tall. Got a couple other things over here. This one kind of vies for the butterfly bush. I can't remember the name of this one either. The name evades me when I'm doing my videos, but I will see if I can find and put it somewhere. This I grew from cutting. It looks like it's doing a good job. I'm letting it branch into a bush form so I can use it for more cutting, but eventually I like to train it into a tree form. Right now it's growing. It's doing great. I mean, it has the similar structure as the butterfly bush, where it's like a cone circular flowering pod. So that's really pretty. More echinacea. It looks like one of the dogs or the deer got into it. I've got branches breaking off everywhere. The, oh my goodness. The fig is doing great. I didn't think it would make it, but look at all the fruits it has on here for me. I'm pretty impressed with how small a tree it is and the amount of fruit it's giving off. This is the lily. Calla lily. Sorry, brain fart, but look at how beautiful that calla lily is. They're having a hard time also with the Japanese beetle, but they were really pretty early on, and they're about to the stage where they're dying back right now. Got different varieties in here. Look at this really pretty one. And then I got a white variety in here. This one is supposed to be like a sunset orange. Excuse me. And I've got a, oh my goodness, a standard panicle hydrangea that I train into a tree. It's just a short, stocky tree. This one, I'm not sure what happened. It looks like one of the dogs kind of laid on it, bent it over, and I didn't realize it. So now it's like halfway leaning over, but it's still growing, producing. Look at the size of this flower head. I mean, that is spectacular. It's bigger than my head. But laying over, and then another one over here. Very big. They attract all these tiny little pollinators. I don't know if they're even bees, but I don't know what they are. And then more coneflower. Sedum is starting to take off. More coneflowers. Calla lily. The bee balm was doing great, but you can see they are done. I need to come in and just deadhead them. New growth is probably popping up. See down below here? These are new growth coming in, so I think I need to go in, whack it all off, and then let the new ones start sprouting off. Everything is looking good so far in the garden. Now I gotta come in and weed, eat everything, and whew, that's a chore. Can't leave this garden unattended for more than a week, otherwise it gets crazy. Look at this beautiful coneflower. Such a unique looking coneflower. That is the only one I have of this variety. This was a seedling that I got, I can't even remember, in a package somewhere. And out of all the seeds that I got, this is the only one that took. More coneflowers. So it looks like the main attraction in my garden is the Midnight Marvel. You can see Midnight Marvel over there. And then the panicle hydrangeas and all of my coneflowers. So just a quick update in my garden, what's blooming right now. I'll do a more thorough video once I mow and weed eat everything. But thought I'll show you what it looks like and then what it'll look like once I finally get some cleaning in here done. Look at this coneflower. I'm not sure what's going on with it, but it wants to die back, but then it's got all these tiny flowers that's trying to grow and be sent off. I'm not sure what's going on. Sometimes it's hard to troubleshoot because you'll have one over here that's struggling and one right next to it that's doing just fine. So it's kind of hard to troubleshoot what's going on. Looks like it's dying back. I did have one that died all the way back over here, so I cut it back, hard prune it, and it looks like it's, I want to say it's root rot, but we haven't really had any rain. Maybe I'm watering it too much. So this one just literally came apart. I guess I can come in and see what's salvageable. But this one looks like it rotted all the way out, so that's why. Couple more. And a couple more. So looks like that one rotted out. And then I've got new ones coming out, so we'll leave those ones down there. And these are all the ones that I've cut back. So maybe this one is root rotting. Even though we haven't had that much rain, it seems pretty sturdy. And then how is it one root rot and the other one is like perfectly growing? So that'll have to be another thing I gotta troubleshoot. But beautiful, beautiful things are happening in the garden. I'm super excited to see. This is the first full year the garden is fully in. You can remember the previous video, all dirt, and look at what you can grow just from dirt, a little bit of hard work. Everything is looking great. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.